Hello, good morning to all the viewers of this webinar. We are currently live via Microsoft Teams for today's session entitled Business Realities 2020, the New Normal on Business and Workplace Productivity in Vismin. My name is Donnaline Bunyel, and I am from Alliance Software, and I'll be your moderator for today. Business Realities 2020 is a series of webinars that we will be doing every Fridays to discuss on the new normal and talk about different issues and tackle different topics for businesses and how they can continue to move forward from this pandemic. We have three lined up speakers for today, and we will have a quick answer question and answer portion after this session. So kindly input all their questions at the upper right corner of your screen. You could tap on that button, question and answer, and you will submit your questions and we'll pick up from them after this session. So without further ado, let me introduce to you our first speaker. He is the Assistant Vice President of Alliance Software, and he'll be discussing the Alliance response to COVID-19. Let us all welcome Mr. TJ.
Hi, good morning, everyone. No, so first of all, thank you for all your time, no, for being here in this webinar. And let me take this opportunity also to extend my sincerest thanks to the people that made this event possible. No, first of all, to our friends in Microsoft, no, and second is from to Sir Felix and the Cebu Chamber community. No, thank you for all the support. And of course to Gab and from the Crayon family, no, thank you for this event, for making this possible. And of course to my Alliance family, to the sales and marketing team headed by Karsten, who's actually our technical director. No, thank you for making this possible. And obviously to all audience, to all our participants, no, thank you. And hopefully you'll get inputs, insights out of this webinar. No, let me show you lang my slides in a bit. There. Okay. Before I'll start, let me give you a quick background of the company, no, Alliance Software. We basically 100% Filipino-owned software development company in the Philippines. We're based in Cebu. So we consider ourselves as actually one of the largest, mainly because number one, we have 450 people. That's as of December 2019, and our market reach. No, so we have business in the Philippines, obviously in Japan, in the U.S., Australia, no, and yeah, that's it. And of course, our offices. Our Cebu office as our main office. We have a Manila office in San Juan and a Japan office in Tokyo. In terms of offering, we basically offer. Oh wait. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So and in terms of offering, so we have a wide range of services in terms of IT services, from design, software design, development, uh, QA, deployment, and up to implementation. And we also have a various solutions offering, not from retail, ERP, workplace productivity, cloud, and other IT services. No, basically using the brand Alliance Edge Business Software. Next are partnerships and certifications. So obviously we are a Microsoft partner both in the application development side and in the license business of Microsoft. No? We are also a SAP partner. So SAP Business One is one of our ERP offering in the Philippines. No? And of course, our partner, one of our oldest partner, New Dache. So they are our top reseller of our POS software. So they basically help us bundle our software to their POS hardware and offer it to the Philippine market. And of course, Union Bank, they are our partner in the financial institution side. They basically help us bundle an offering that our customer would be able to avail the our solutions for free for just a certain ADB from the bank requirement. No? And of course, our partners from Crayon, no? So we are partners of Crayon. They help us bundle the Microsoft licenses. And as a company, we are also an ISO certified company, no? Both from quality management and information security. Okay, so let me proceed with the alliance response, no, on this pandemic. Okay, let me share to you first our key challenges, no? So on different aspect of our business. First, on human resource. Dealing anxieties, other mental health issues is actually very challenging, no? In fact, anxieties like because of many uncertainties, no? Uncertainties on whether will have work on the coming months. Will I receive pay on the coming weeks? Do our clients ba open in a couple of months or weeks? Those uncertainties makes us anxious, no? On our day-to-day activity. And of course, there's that challenge of making sure payroll, allowances, incentives to our employees are released on time and online. No? And for those employees reporting to our offices up to now, there's a challenge on making sure health and safety are being considered. No? And for our admin and accounting team, though we started the online electronic transactions already, but there are a couple of transactions that are still check-based. So there was a challenge on shifting, a quick shift from check-based transactions to online electronic transactions. And obviously, the next challenge is the document handling, especially the legal documents that we need to have it signed and routed through approvals to certain people. So that was a challenge. Now, for the check-based transaction shifting to online electronic transaction, it was we're actually lucky that we partnered to top banks in the Philippines that were able to help us transform our business, our transactions electronically. No, thanks for them. And of course, for support and operation, so making sure the technical concern, the implementation requirements of our clients are being handled, though these are done remotely. So the challenge now is making sure that the transactions, the support, the implementations will still continue. And thanks to our ever supporting operations team, our help desk team, our tech support, our implementation specialists for making sure these are all covered for us. And of course, this is through the help of our tools being used. I'll mention later. And the next challenge is providing support. So we have cloud solution, we have clients running on cloud solutions already. We still have old clients that are running on-premise server. So this actually is a challenge to us maintaining them. So hopefully through these webinars, they would understand the importance of putting your servers, your applications in the cloud. And the next would be sales and marketing. So I think you understand this already, that despite the pandemic, we need to keep the revenue targets, despite of postponement of sales. When we do call outs, lesser turnouts. So that's a challenge. So, and next is maintaining our commitment. So aside from our commitment to our clients, we also have commitments to our partners, not to our principals. So that's still a challenge up to now. So we still have at least the second half of the year. Hopefully, we'll bounce back. Okay, so those are the challenges. So next so what we're currently doing during the ECQ. So first on the employee setup. So we basically are implementing a hybrid approach wherein majority of ours are working from home. In fact, kami sa sales and marketing team, we're 100% working from home. So there are a couple of our, especially the dev team, some of them are reporting to the office and return back to their houses after shift, and some are actually stay in the office. So we made sure shuttle services are provided those that are reporting to office and going back to their houses. And for those who are stay in, we made sure that health protocols are practiced, and then there's enough space provided, the sleeping spaces, of course, food, and the necessary items for them to stay in the office. And of course, very important also during the ECQ is the tools and software that we've used during this pandemic. First is, of course, for our messaging and collaboration tools. Actually, it's being used right now. So we're using Microsoft Teams for weekly meetings, weekly checkpoints, and of course for document management, for document collaboration, Excel, PDF, or PowerPoint. We basically use Office 365. No? And next for our employees, for their HR requirements, leave, OT request, cash advance request, and even right now we're about to start our evaluation. We'll be using also Alliance HR, the web-based Alliance HRS for our employees, no? For them to continue the usual application of forms. And of course, for our support and implementation, they're using our Alliance Mobile JO, no, for them to log tickets, cases, issues reported by clients and their activities on a day-to-day of their task. No? And next is to our sales and marketing. So we're using Microsoft Dynamics to keep track of our leads, opportunities, campaigns. No, that's through Microsoft Dynamics. And since these applications are accessed on an uncontrolled environment, specifically on their houses, on our houses, so we made sure that we're using a security tool, a VPN security tool, that would make sure that their connection are secured while accessing our application to maintain data integrity and security to our data and applications. And of course, since their workstations, their office workstations and laptops are brought home on an uncontrolled environment, and we made sure also that there is an antivirus running and updated regularly. Okay, for sales and marketing, so just like today, we're doing it through webinars. No, so no more face-to-face events or physical events. No, and for our sales activity, we're mainly doing telesales. So I think some of you here were a respondent of that, wherein our sales team are doing sales calls on a regular basis. And you'll notice us also on the different social selling sites or social networking sites, now LinkedIn and Facebook. Okay. Okay. Next, post ECQ plan. So what would be our plans moving forward? No? So let me share you first our general objective. So the main objective is to maintain the optimum business. So if not normal, at least close to normal business. So in terms of sales and operation, while at the same time observing the safety and health protocol being mandated by the government. If not, go beyond what's mandated in the government. So in terms of employee setup, more or less, we'll be doing a same hybrid. So majority of us will be working from home still. And then in terms of office work, we'll be doing skeletal, and there would be a weekly gradual increase on the number of employees that would be reporting to office. And in terms of health protocol, we'll be using the standard protocol being mandated by the government, wearing masks at all times, foot bath for disinfection, temperature check, and hand sanitation upon entry of the building and offices will be implemented as well. Observe physical distancing, especially on the common areas of our facility, elevators, pantry, work areas. So, and of course, strict compliance or implementation of home quarantine on certain scenarios, like if a certain employee had contact or was exposed to a person with positive of COVID, or if an employee is having a symptom of a COVID-like sickness. So those types of incidents, we have to home quarantine them. And of course, for activities and events, all company and public events are now discouraged. Marketing activities will be through webinars such as this and digital campaigns, using our LinkedIn and Facebook accounts. Then all trainings, though we're doing this already a couple of years or months ago, but this time all trainings will be 100% all online. And since domestic and international trips are being suspended, therefore our trips as well as a company are being suspended. So these are temporarily suspended. So specifically me, when I usually travel to Manila on a monthly basis. So for now, I have to manage my Manila team remotely from Cebu. Okay, and next for sales and marketing. So as mentioned, same as the company activity. So all marketing activities of our sales and marketing team will still be through webinars and digital campaigns. Face-to-face meetings will be via telecon or video conferencing, such as Microsoft Teams. And because there are restrictions on travels, both local and international, therefore we need to heavily rely on our existing partners to certain key cities. One of the few partners we have, especially in Vismin, is New Dache, covering Davao, Bacolod, and Colombia Business Machine, covering Davao, and Jansan. No? So these partners, we have to strengthen our relationship to basically maintain the local presence, no, to our clients on certain cities. And of course, our cloud offerings, this would be a priority, no, in the coming months in strengthening these solutions. Now, aside from the cloud solutions, we'll also be strengthening our retail solution. Now, for our POS, in the coming months, we'll be introducing an e-commerce solution in the market, and at the same time tightening our integration, our post integration to the available e-commerce already in the market, like such as Shopee and Lazada. And and we'll be tightening also our integration with the contactless payment facilities available in the market, such as GCash and Paymaya. Next, in support and implementation, so this would still be remote. No? So remote troubleshooting and implementation will still be encouraged. However, if there's a need and necessity to do on-site, so our support team have to be have to follow strictly the health and safety protocol being mandated by the company and the government. No? And for our trainings, implementations, some of them might be done via live video conference or on a recorded video trainings. No? And for the tools and software, we'll still be using the same set of tools that we've used during the ACQ. So we'll still use them since these tools have made our task, our day-to-day activities, smooth and effective and efficient. Okay, so I think that's it. So I'll end my presentation with some key takeaways. So I have at least 4 takeaways. No? So it's actually imperative now to review as a company, to review your current state of the market, no? Basically aligning your business process, model it to the market preferences, the wants and the needs of the market, and considering the competitors around your market and the needs of your internal organization, and most especially the regulations of the government. And this is also a good time to recheck on your internal business process, no? Your workforce, your organization capabilities, what are the items to improve, what skills to improve, and of course review on the assets such as physical and virtual. No? Once you have remodeled the business process, align it to the market requirements, and understand your current available resources. It's the third item would be to identify strategies, tools, solution that you need to cope up with these changes, what they call the new normal. Now, and once you have this strategy and the tools needed, then of course a very important step is to identify partners that you could trust, who can work with you on the needed tools and solutions to cope this new change or this pandemic. And hopefully, you'll consider Alliance as one of your partners in this journey of coping the new normal. So if you want to talk about your journey, so please feel free to contact us, no, or me through these contact details or through the contact details of the webinar. That's all for me, and I hope you enjoyed the rest of the presentation. Thank you. Done. I'm done already.
Thank you so much, Sir TJ. And hopefully, companies and institutions shift to the new normal. And we are so excited to bring you our second speaker. But before that, I'd just like to remind our viewers and our participants that you are in the listen-only mode, and you should have at least 5 Mbps internet or LTE, and avoid multiple windows open so the streaming will be very seamless. And the webinar is also recorded and will be shared to the participants after this session. So our third presenter is all the way from Metro Manila. He is the ISVA Business Development Manager of Crayon, and he will discuss the applications that we can use on the new normal. Our friend from Crayon, let us all welcome Mr. Gab Villanueva. Hi, I think we're having a technical difficulty with Gab. We'll try to reconnect him in a few. So stay put in a while. Gab, I think Gab is already reconnecting.
Donna, can you see my screen? Agad na?
Yes. Okay. Hi, Gab. We can hear you
Okay.
already. Thank you
All right.
so much. Please proceed.
Sure. So, once again, good morning. I'd like to take the opportunity to thank everyone for joining today's session. First, thanks to also Alliance for organizing this event for all of us. Before I proceed, allow me to share with you that this is an interactive session. If you have your smartphones with you, you can use your, say if you're an iOS user, you can use the camera app for you to check out what the codes are going to look like. And also, if you're using an Android phone, you may be able to say take a time to download QR code app for you to view the content I'll be sharing. Allow me to proceed by sharing with you this quote that it's okay if productivity looks different this season because it's our new normal for now. There's also this quote that I have recently gathered, which talks about the different things that we're all facing right now. It says here that if you don't come out of this quarantine with a new skill, your side hustle started, or more knowledge, you're doing just fine. We are going through a collective traumatic experience. Not everyone has a privilege of turning a pandemic into something fun or productive. So it's okay if there are some times that we feel that we're not really productive because we are really collectively experiencing a quite traumatic experience with this pandemic. My name is Gab Villanueva. I'm working as a channel account manager for Vismin Startups from Crayon Philippines, a partner of Alliance. Now, in terms of numbers, right? So my discussion today is to discuss with you or share with you the different apps that we can use on our new normal. So speaking of the apps available today, there are actually millions no, of applications already available in the marketplace. So the world of tech can be sometimes be too technical for all of us, but of course it will always have its means to make our lives easier and faster thanks to the developers who are contributing with these technological advancements. With questions that we can say are now all Googleable, and statements that we can now say there's an app for that. It really is the best time to be alive. But of course, we're having a hard time due to the pandemic, right? So moving forward, there may be millions of applications or solutions available out there. But a new study shows that an average smartphone user or owner of a device just uses 30 applications each month. Also fueling this statistics, 49% of people open an app 11 times each day. Then 57% of all digital media usage comes usually from mobile applications. And this is what makes us remote in terms of productivity and keeps us connected from day-to-day basis. Now, in terms of designing the content that I am sharing with you today, I have reflected over the past few months of being under quarantine, and allow me to share with you two aspects that I'm using in terms of improving my well-being and at the same time productivity while facing the new normal. Also, we're doing this at Crayon. Let me kick it off by sharing with you some apps that we can use that will allow us to take care of our well-being. So first app I'm sharing with you today is a fitness app. So it's called FitBud. So it's available to both iOS devices and of course Android devices. So you may use the QR code there to download the app. So what it does is it gives you the routine that you can perform throughout the day. So as you can see here on the screen, on the second the one with the body, you will be able to know which muscle groups are fresh that you can focus on in terms of your workout. So of course you may want to start your day, our new normal by doing some workouts at home. Of course, gyms are closed. We can't really go out, so all we have are our smartphones. So might as well make the use, make something out of it. So you may use this application for us to take care of our well-being. So it's good because it's going to automate the workouts for you. You don't need to think about the sets that you're going to perform. It's going to pull out a list for you. It's using an algorithm that's really good in terms of tracking your areas that you need to work out on. So this is our first app for well-being. And actually, over the past few months, this is the first time that I have this 7-week streak of having 3 days workout in a week. So I'm not doing this really outside the pandemic period now. So it's really surprising for me. So you may it's free to log the work at home routines. So from this app, so you can try it out and see for yourself. Then, of course, we have Spotify. So, of course, in improving our well-being, it's not only concerning our body. Of course, we need to fuel our minds as well. So with Spotify, of course, we can get latest albums from our favorite artists. And there's something that's quite neglected in terms of Spotify usage, and that's through the podcasts. So with the podcast section of Spotify, you will be able to hear from creators around the world about certain topics that will keep us really creative, while of course hearing the negativities aside, they are these creators who are creating content that fuels our mind to keep us going moving forward. So there's Spotify podcasts. You may use the QR code to check out some creators there. So it's really so take the time when you start the day, while having coffee, check out some podcast content for you to kickstart your day. So another one to augment the podcast section of Spotify, there's this app that I also use for me to summarize within 15 minutes the books that are available right now in the market. So usually I go for self-help or motivational books. So through this app called Story Shots, they have squeezed in or summarized versions of books. So there's actually a study that somewhat I can attest to in terms of what do you call this? Patience for humans. So right now, an average span of patience is just less than 8 seconds, or even if you can last for longer minutes, better for you. But Story Shots help me really to stay focused and learn the most important parts of a book that I'm interested in reading. So Story Shots really is something that can help you as well. So the app is available for free, But if you want an ad-free version, you can get it for $1 lang a month. So it's just 51 to 52 pesos if we can convert it to peso. So there's the QR code if you want to check out story shots and download sa phones ninyo. Right. Of course, in improving our well-being, so take the time to also reflect if you have, say, 30 minutes or so for us to also check out what's happening in terms of the demands. No, we are facing a new era wherein a lot of jobs are now going digital. Majority, really, of the top emerging jobs are interconnected with the cloud computing industry. So from the QR code that you see on the screen, you will get here a report from LinkedIn. So they have gathered the top 10 emerging jobs for 2020. And to be honest, majority of the jobs that you will see there are really interconnected with cloud computing. So it's really in demand. Of course, while of course you have nothing to do, you may want to reflect your current roadmap. What are the um, things that you'd like to do moving forward? You can do some road mapping sessions amongst yourselves, and this could be a good starting guide for us to know what's out there, what's emerging, right? So this is a really nice something that you can get started with in terms of your career roadmap. Okay, so there. And then of course we have these applications or websites which promotes upskilling. So right now, what's really good about the education space is no matter what age, what age bracket you are in, and of course we have the internet, no, we can learn on demand with these contents being given to us by a lot of creators. Then there's this PTech, which was created by IBM. So it's a learning tool that we can register for free if we want to develop our professional skills. They have their learning plans and skill sets that you can consume and for you to have learning experience as well while we're handling this pandemic, right? So there, so it's PTech by IBM. Then we also have the Microsoft Learn from Microsoft. They have introductory contents in terms of explaining the principles of cloud computing, how it's going to be beneficial for not only for ourselves but for the future. There's a QR code that you can directly get started in knowing the principles of cloud computing. There are even roadmaps there available for everyone that you can take, no? And consume at your own pace. Then we move forward with the apps for productivity. So of course, when we talk about productivity, it's essential. These are the essential apps that we use on a day-to-day basis at work. Okay, so to get it all started, of course, when we talk about productivity, Microsoft is king on that game, in that space. I'm not sure if you've heard of it, but there are a lot of improvements in terms of Microsoft Office as an application for us to do more in our day-to-day work. The QR code there will link you to the new version of Office app available for either iOS devices or Android users. So let's all watch this video quickly. So this is the new app on iOS. It's similar as well. Have how you want it been in app. You can you Word, Excel, PowerPoint will be under one app now. Look at this image table. Take picture of the table. Automatically digitalize image. So something in signature. Yeah. So that is your one new Office app on your iOS or Android device. So it keeps you keeps remote workers to really work using their smartphones, no? Okay, then of course you have the applications right now, which are really dominating the space in terms of communications. So far, based from the Bloomberg report, there's one clear winner of the work from home experiment we're all experiencing, and that is none other than Zoom so far. So for sure, you have used Zoom, maybe on a personal perspective, catching up with your friends, because we still need to look after our friends who are isolating themselves. So Zoom has reported really huge jump in terms of consumption, but of course, Microsoft Teams and all other players out there are catching up. But in terms of Zoom, as we all know, and we've used Zoom, one of the biggest challenges that we are using, they're facing right now, is the security piece. So if you've heard of the Zoom bombing happening from various users, so they reported na bigla na lang may nagpa-pop out of nowhere. It's because Zoom bombing is really it's how it's called, Zoom bombing. May mga sumasali sa conversations. So actually the key thing here, just in case you want to avoid Zoom bombing from happening, so here are some of the precautionary measures that you can do on your end. So of course, yung pinaka-critical dyan na kailangan natin protektahan would be our meeting IDs. So make sure that when you run a Zoom meeting, you should not post it, okay? You should not post it publicly. So if it's exposed kasi publicly, you will be able to attract cyber attackers, no, from joining your meeting. Kaya nangyayari yung Zoom bombing. Okay. Then also in terms of alternatives, Skype actually launched a new feature. It's called Meet Now. So Meet Now works similar with Zoom, no? You no longer have to download the app for you to kickstart a meeting. So Skype is available for you to use as an alternative for catching up with friends, and of course if you want to communicate with others. Then of course for businesses, if we talk about the enterprise level of communications, from our standpoint, Teams is what we are using and leveraging at our workplace. So Teams is Microsoft's productivity tool. So right now, a lot of customers are really raving for a 9 user or 3x3 view for webcam. So right now it's available in the new update of Teams. And right now we are leveraging a feature called Microsoft Teams Live. So the difference between leveraging Microsoft Teams meeting versus Teams Live is that if 300 yung attendees ng meeting mo, it's okay to host it on a Microsoft Teams meeting. But if you are going to broadcast it to up to 10,000 people joining simultaneously, Microsoft Teams Live is a perfect solution. It's also perfect for businesses out there to promote their products and services if you want to do a launch in our new normal. Okay, so also Alliance is utilizing Microsoft Teams Live for the presentation. Then one of the in-demand technologies or applications right now is what do we call Windows Desktop or Windows Virtual Desktop. So think of Windows Virtual Desktop as your Windows experience in any device. So it could be your iOS device. So on the screen, you can see iPad running on Windows 10. But in reality, it is using an app called Remote Desktop. So what you see as an end user is the familiar Windows 10 experience. So on an iPad. So regardless of what you are using. So it's a way for businesses right now to actually to save costs in terms of remote learning or remote experiences for their employees na currently who are working from home. So we have received surge in terms of implementation for organizations more interested for Windows virtual desktops. So what it does is parang siyang remote session, um, and you can control the desktop itself and perform the applications that you have, which are approved by the workplace. Okay, so it's not really embedded into the device itself, but you are using the app to connect to your Windows experience for you to use the applications given to you by the company for your own use. So again, this is Windows Virtual Desktops. You may talk to us if there's an interest, or if you want to learn more about this, we can do a separate session. Then, of course, recently we're saddened by the news about the shutdown of ABS-CBN recently, no? But actually, through technology, they were able to make something out of it. Sabi nga nila, if you were given a lemonade, just if you're given a lemon, do lemonades, no? For you to really bounce off from what you currently have. So what ABS-CBN News did is they made TV Patrol recently available through Facebook Live. Okay, so imagine when they did this, may 7.2 million viewers were able to join in, and still nag-continue pa din si ABS-CBN News in delivering the latest news for the Filipinos. So in terms of our use as a business, could be wherever we are, in Vismin man yan or in Luzon, we can use Facebook as a way for us to reach our market. So the audience, they're there. It's just a matter of what are the things that we can do creatively in a platform to reap the benefits. Okay, so Facebook is really also essential as an app in the new normal. So to wrap it all up, I'd like to share with you that even though there are millions of apps there, and I've showcased here a couple of applications that I'm using on a day-to-day basis, technology at the end of the day is only an enabler. Again, it's okay if productivity looks different this season. You may feel sometimes so that you're having a hard time, but it's okay. I hope we're able to pick up some new apps from today, no? From my presentation. My suggestion is feel free to try it out your own pace. Take your time, and it's okay, no? It's okay, really. If it's going to be different, because this is our new normal for now. And with that, thank you for listening for my presentation this morning, and I hope you are all well. Wishing you well, and take care, at this point in time, as we continue to flatten the curve versus COVID-19. If you guys have any questions, feel free to raise it on the Q&A box here at Microsoft Teams Live. Thank you and have a great day.
Okay, joining via phone patch is the president of Cebu Chamber of Commerce. We have the president, Mr. Felix Tagyam. Sir Felix, go ahead. Go ahead, sir.
Yes, good morning, everybody. No, thank you for asking me to join this webinar. No? You know, that has been a lot of questions has been brought to me. How does the business community in the Visayas responded to the COVID-19? No, as we may all know, the business community was at first shocked to learn that this COVID it reaches Cebu already. As for when the lockdown started about 7 weeks ago, businesses here in Cebu are from a high note during the Sinulog Festival. And now it is raring to go back to the post-COVID time. Presently, we have to understand that we have to balance life and economy, especially on the employees, on our employees who have now been clamoring to go back to work. Presently, businesses has been absorbing a lot of their allowances or salaries, but to the extent that the business itself needs to move already. So as of date, we in Cebu Chamber of Commerce and Industry, together with other business chambers, has now initiated a project called Project Balik Buhay. Now, this is in conjunction with the local LGUs that we, the business sector who wants to help the government by doing ourselves, the businesses to do the rapid testing on our own employees. We also want to make and play safe that once our employees are back to work, they are also safe enough to counteract with our clients also. So we have been doing a lot of protocols asking businesses to enhance their work safe environment by putting up temperature control checkers, you know, what you call the wearing of masks of its employees is now compulsory. Hand sanitizing, hand washing, workplace of protocol like cubicles on office tables between two employees, and a lot of other things to do. Although this will entail more expenses and the cost of doing business will go up, but we still have to make sure that life is still very important than going back to work ASAP. So as of date, the program is still ongoing, and hopefully in due time we are expecting for the lift off of the ECQ here in Cebu. Anything else on Carson?
Okay, thank you so much, Sir Felix Tagyam of Cebu Chamber of Commerce. Donna?
All right. I'm back. Sorry for that technical difficulty. So now that we have heard all of our speakers, we are now open for questions. So on the upper right corner of your screen, you can tap on the button Q&A, so you can submit all your questions for our speakers, and we'll pick out some of the questions, and they would answer them for you. All right. While waiting for some questions from our audience, I'll start my question for Sir TJ. So, Sir TJ, have you thought of a worst case situation or scenario of this pandemic, and how will Alliance be able to respond to that? For the extended ECQ, and since ECQ has been extended for how many times already, so how is the company able to cope up with that? Sir TJ?
Okay. Am I live?
Yes.
Okay, I'm live. Sige. Okay. So there are actually two things that we've thought of, no, for the worst case scenario. One is actually we're one of the lucky companies or industry that were allowed to operate even on ECQ. So the worst thing that could happen is the government removing us from that exception list, no? So by doing so, that would mean we have to shut down our office operation and rely 100% to our work from home setup. And luckily, we have the tools naman ready for that kind of setup, as mentioned in my presentation. So we might as well be able to sustain it. But more than 2 or 3 months, maybe the business could not sustain it, especially for those that would require secured infra. And the second item that we've thought of is for our company, for our customers. No, if our customers, especially the Philippine customers, no, of Alliance, if the ECQ will be extended for them and they'll continue to be in lockdown, then I think we might reconsider on our new target market. We might be introducing new offering to the market, and basically introduce our solutions to a new market and be able to redirect, our focus in terms of the type of customers, or the type of industry we want to cover. Now, at least while our existing customers are on lockdown. Now, one active customers are the likes of the pharmacy and drugstores. So they are still on operation, and of course our BPO our BPO companies. So that can be a good source of client, no, that we could offer some solutions. Yeah, that's it.
All right. Thank you so much, Sir Tej. Now we also have a question for Gab.
Yes.
Okay. So Gab, you've mentioned there are different apps that can help us with being productive and also to take care of our well-being. So in the business side, how is Crayon able to help the businesses in Vismin as we prepare also to restart?
Right. So ever since the lockdown, we're actually given guidance ahead by our global CEO. So nag-cascade na siya for us to as much as possible practice social distancing, avoid meetings, physical meetings as much as we could. Kasi meron naman kaming tools such as, of course, Microsoft Teams for us to schedule virtual meetings with our customers. Now, in terms of the things that we are doing, no, and helping customers not only in Luzon but also across the Philippines, Vismin also in particular, so we're able to participate in creating webinar content for our partners and customers. And then, of course, Microsoft Teams is available naman for 6 months. So we are rallying that statement to our partners to as much as possible move to a platform that's secure. Then Microsoft Teams naman is a testament to all of us. And that's what we are promoting. And of course, we offer free consultation for businesses who are at loss at their digital journey. So yun lang din, key takeaway for businesses if they are struggling, ask for help. There are companies like ourselves and Alliance and even Microsoft. We're here to help you without additional cost at all. We can schedule those meetings or question and answer sessions for you to have clarity on the uncertainties that we are facing. There.
All right. So in relation also to the things that you said, are there any new digital trends or IT trends that may emerge or have emerged through this situation that you can share also with our participants?
Absolutely. So in terms of the trends happening right now, may meme nga na lumabas, question siya, who accelerated your digital transformation growth? So may ano doon answer is A, is it the CEO, the CFO, or is it COVID-19? Jokingly aside, COVID really accelerated the push no of digital transformation. Companies are scrambling ano yung pwedeng gawin na backup plans in terms of maintaining business operations as much as we could. And then of course, we also have organizations na currently struggling with their legacy applications kasi majority ngayon naka-remote ano na no, pero hindi ka makakonect sa applications na ginagamit niyo at work dahil you're not part of the premise. Wala ka sa office, kumbaga. So that's one trend, increase in terms of services for application development. Tumaas siya, to be honest. And then of course, another thing that's really clear, yung online collaboration tools, really dominant. Mapa-Zoom man yan, Teams is really following the lead. Currently, 300 million si Zoom, and si ano naman, Teams is catching up at 75 million users every day. Then of course, we have their cloud computing services. No, mas nagiging curious yung organizations about cloud computing. Ano nga ba talaga yun? No? Then of course, before they jump collectively, no, from the points I mentioned, before organizations jump into conclusion, what are the things that they need to do? They need to reflect. They need to ask help. There are companies, again, such as ourselves and Alliance and Microsoft that can help. And we are already equipped for the framework that we will use for it to happen. There.
All right. Thank you so much, Gab. So for sure, we'll see more of those trends in the coming months as we shift also to the new normal. So we also have another question that we received for Sir Tej. Sir Tej, how can Alliance be able to help the SMBs in Vismin to transform digitally and also reform their business models?
Okay. Okay. So as mentioned earlier on my key takeaways, no. So there are actually 4. So the first 2 steps, we could actually guide or be present on those 2 activities. One, we could actually help organization on their assessment of the market state, the available technologies around the market, and what are technologies that would best fit to their own internal requirements. No, but there's a part in my takeaway that would need the customer input, wherein they have also to provide what's available currently on their organization, and Alliance would help match what's available in the market and what you need as an organization, and be able to provide you options. No, may it be a solution specifically from Alliance or a solution from an open market. No, so it's not necessarily through Alliance. So we could actually help you through that journey. That's it, Don.
Okay, thank you so much, Sir Tej. So we have a question here for the both of you, Gab and Sir Tej. Since the situation has really challenged the industry, and may we also know what or how big the impact of this situation to the operations, and what are the next steps as we slowly move to the new normal, and as soon the government would lift the ECQ or the quarantine measures. So let me start with Gab.
Right. So in terms of moving to the post COVID-19 era, no? So of course there are a lot of still precautionary measures that we need to abide. So one key takeaway that I would like to impart is, of course, to listen to the LGUs, to the announcements left and right. Be also aware, stay present with different data, trends in terms of kamusta na nga ba yung curve natin? Is it flattening or whatnot? Then we apply necessary actions as a next step. So another thing is for organizations to, of course, revisit their current situation, where they are in terms of technological capability, spot the differences or the gaps that they have in order to move forward, no, in a rate that will let them accelerate even further. So there are really things that we need to think amongst ourselves But then again, at the end of the day, there will be people, organizations who are willing to help. I'd like to re-amplify that message, because we are really here, sincerely, to help businesses in the Philippines. That's my advocacy then.
Okay. Sige. Sir Tej, may we also hear your answer
Yeah.
for the question?
Okay. In terms of impact, no, I think I've mentioned this on my slides already. In terms of revenue, so there's still a challenge in terms of hitting our target for at least for the year. Mainly because I think you understand that businesses right now wouldn't decide on key decisions, no, on buying a software or automating something, no. As long as it's an expense to them, then there's an hesitation at least while ECQ is up. And second impact is obviously our commitment, obviously to our partners. No, so since we're being challenged to our revenues from our customers, we're also being challenged to our deliverables or commitments to these partners. So as a plan, as stated on my presentation, as a post ECQ plan, one key area is to basically redirect our focus. No, so the focus now or moving forward would be on cloud web related applications, no, and designing this application to the market that needs it, no, immediately, no, market like the retailers, for example. The main challenge of retailers right now are more on operating their stores, so they would basically, if the ECQ is lifted, they can still operate, but on a limited seating capacity. No, transactions should be through deliveries to online and so on. So they need these retailers would need an application or a tool that could help them operate, no, outside their normal operation, being online, being able to cater contactless transactions or payments, being able to satisfy delivery requests, no, and so on. So that's being planned within Alliance on a couple of solutions that we could offer in a few weeks or months, to the market. Yeah,
All
that's all
right.
from me.
Okay. Since you mentioned also about the retail, sir, aside from the pause for retail, what are the other products that the other SMBs could also use in these trying times?
Okay. In terms of solutions that Alliance has now currently, so we have a couple of web-based solutions. One of which is our HRIS. Now, so we have a web HRIS application that would allow employees, approvers, employees to be able to access HR-related forms via internet, either on their PCs, desktop, or even their mobile phones. No. Also for companies that would require or that would keep track support tickets for their own customers. So we also have the mobile JO, no, one of under the workplace productivity tool that would help their field workers log tickets and concerns from their clients and log activities of their support people through their mobile phones or PCs or desktop. Now, and aside from that, we're also pushing the use of Azure. No, regardless of application, may it be a POS application, may it be an ERP application or a payroll application, to use Azure as the main host of your server, not relying on the usual on-premise server. I think I mentioned it earlier na on-premise server is kind of challenged now maintaining it while we're on lockdown. So and moving forward, this can still be a challenge. So I hope our market or our customers are ready, no, to embrace putting their applications in the cloud. So yun, I think that's a couple of key important applications that Alliance could offer in the market.
So we have a fine. Thank you, sir. We have a final question also that with regards to the drastic changing times, it has pushed for a demand for companies to go on the cloud. This usually requires a upfront cost and may it be due to the technology requirements or the manpower to be set up. So, Sir Tej, what are the advice that you could give for the companies who are not there yet or they're also having difficulties to switch or moving to the cloud?
Okay, that's the good question, no? Uh, Not all solutions or tools in the market are that would require upfront cost, no? Like for example, obviously I'm from Alliance, so I'll take our POS as an example. So in acquiring POS right now, actually you don't need an upfront cost for the software. You can actually avail a subscription option to be able to run your POS. And by the time your operation would stabilize, you can actually opt to a perpetual approach, or better not stick to the subscription. No, it goes the same with other solutions. May it be ERP, may it be, for example, Office 365 and Microsoft Teams can actually be availed on a subscription basis. And one good example also, as mentioned on my presentation, is through availing these solutions or services through banks. Now we have a partner I mentioned earlier, so Union Bank, that actually offers our solutions to their customers for free in exchange of just an ADB requirement that you have to maintain on their bank. So no expense. You just have to transfer your funds to the right bank and then avail the services for free. I think that's for Alliance.
All right. So I hope that all the questions have been addressed and answered by our dear speakers. And we'll also like to thank Gab and Sir Tej for taking their time to be in this webinar. And we also would like to thank you for sharing your valuable insights that could really help our viewers to succeed and lead towards their keeping their business alive and afloat during these difficult times. And we also like to thank also Sir Felix, who was with us via phone patch earlier. And we also like to thank everyone, all our viewers, for participating in this session. And I would like to invite everyone also to tune in next Friday to witness another webinar session, and would like to invite everyone also to like and follow our Facebook page, Alliance Edge, to keep you updated with the limited offers and the future webinar schedules. So, but before we end this session, please do let us know your thoughts and comments through the link you see on your screen. So please click on that link and submit all your thoughts about this webinar. And we look forward to having and everyone participate in the next webinar schedule. We'll announce it via Facebook, and we'll see you again. Thank you and keep safe.